this is the new Fujifilm X-Pro3. And this is no normal camera. This is totally different from the normal cameras that I usually review. And you can see it right away from the build of the body. It has this really nice retro vintage vibe. You right away get an understanding that this is not like your normal DSLR or mirrorless camera. But it also feels more like a film camera as you're using it with the optical viewfinder, and even with the back LCD screen actually being inside, so you don't even see it all the time. You just kind of get this little screen that says your film look that you're shooting on, which is very interesting. You can customize it to show other things. Also, this build, it's titanium, has this Duratec lining, so it's really scratch resistant, which is nice. The viewfinder is also really interesting because you can choose from optical or electronic. With the optical, you get this nice overlay, like a digital overlay, which looks really cool. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you guys that. And then with the electronic, we obviously get exposure simulation. You can see your focus and all of that. So it has its advantages also. Overall, this camera just looks incredible to me. One of the coolest looking cameras, and also sounds really cool. Just sounds so good and legit. But what really makes this camera interesting to me is the amount of control you have over the image just inside of the camera without having to do a whole bunch of post work. To the point that you could probably dial in your settings exactly the way you want and not have to edit at all. You could just post it straight to something like Instagram or Twitter or wherever you're posting these photos. It shoots 26 megapixels. It's an APS-C size sensor. Those are kind of insignificant, I think, in this case. What makes this interesting is Fujifilm's attention to the look. I mean, they've had so much experience with film looks, and just over the years, they really dialed down their looks. So I feel like that's what they're really trying to do with this X-Pro3, is give you those film looks and also that film shooting experience using the X-Pro3. In particular, there's a new look called a classic negative film simulation, and I really like this look. It's a really cinematic look that you can get straight out of the camera without having to add any presets or do any editing. Straight out of camera, you get a really cool look. It's really cinematic, has this nice blue tone to it. Just a really great addition in my opinion. But also there's a bunch of other settings that you can tweak in order to make your look even more unique to you. Things like clarity, sharpness, obviously, grain, tone curves, noise reduction. There's just a whole bunch of things you can do. You start with your look, and then you can choose a whole bunch of different settings and tweak them so that it becomes more like your unique look. And on top of that, we also have HDR, straight in camera. So it takes a whole bunch of photos, puts them together like smart HDR in your iPhone or whatever smartphone you're using. And this combined with the classic film negative look, it's a really interesting look. It does emulate film in a really nice way. You get a ton of dynamic range and you already get this look straight in camera. It's really close to a film look. Now, I know there's a lot of people that have shot a bunch of film and say, no, it's nothing close, but it does emulate film in a really nice, pleasing way, in my opinion. Now, I'm a filmmaker video guy, and this thing isn't the most impressive with video, but it still does 4K up to 30 frames per second at 200 megabits per second, which is really nice. You got 120 frames per second in 1080. The autofocus works really great. And interestingly enough, you can use that same classic pro negative look in film. So you can be color grading your footage as you're shooting it. A super cinematic look straight out of camera. And to me, this is really interesting because I don't really see other camera companies doing this. They're kind of just giving us a standard and maybe some kind of random looks that nobody uses. And then we have a more flat look and then possibly a log image, but we don't have these film looks that we could use inside of the camera. Let's face it, not everybody is good at color grading, and sometimes you just don't have a ton of time to color grade. So there are times where it would be nice to just have a cinematic look baked into the footage right away, straight out of the camera, and you can just start editing, post it. That's it. You don't have to color grade at all. Yes, it's a baked in look, and yes, you're not gonna have as much room to color grade. You're not gonna have as much dynamic range, all of those things. So it's not the best for every case, and it's not the best way to get the most out of your camera, but it is really, really convenient and nice to have it straight in the camera. And I feel like that's what Fujifilm is really trying to do with the X-Pro3, kind of just eliminate all of the extra stuff stuff, including an LCD screen that you can look at every 2 seconds after taking every single photo. You can more just kind of snap photos, take video clips, and you're gonna have that look straight out of camera. Really just streamlining the whole workflow, and that to me makes this camera very interesting. Now it does cost $1,800 or $1,900 with this Duratec lining, which is quite a bit of money for this more niche, kind of different, unique camera that doesn't do everything as well as a lot of other cameras do right now. So I think it's for those people that want that film, analog, less digital experience, want that look straight out of camera. You want to emulate a film look straight out of camera. You don't have to edit a ton. I feel like this is really like a street photographer's dream where you can kind of just snap photos on the street and then you could immediately post them to Instagram. I honestly love that they're giving us more control over the image, and I hope that this is a trend in the future, that camera companies start building in more of those settings so that we can really dial in the look that we want, and also give us some of those film looks, give us some of those looks straight in camera. Maybe you allow them to still have a lot of dynamic range, the contrast won't be completely set, but give us some more of that cinematic look, because I think that's what we're all trying to go for, and we're all having to color grade and use presets and all of this stuff. Why not just give us a little bit more in camera? Anyways, that is the Fujifilm X-Pro3, and I'm really curious to know what you guys think of this interesting, unique camera, so comment down below. All right, that was the review. Now I need to deal with this. Let's do a quick little unboxing. First, some stickers. Thank you, Bokeh Photography Club, for the stickers. Earfun free true wireless buds. Thank you, I will try these out. Sometimes it stresses me out because these packages start piling up and I don't really know what to do with them, what video to include them in. Puro multi-coated UV filter, multi-coated circular polarizer. Thank you for these filters, Puro filters. And then I start feeling bad because they're just sitting around for so long and I feel like I should do something with them. So I'm doing something with them. But I still very much appreciate people sending all this stuff. Another back. Do you guys know how many backpacks I have right now? This one is from Shimoda. Looks like a hiking backpack. Oh, and they have a camera cube for, wow, this is a big. Okay, let me show you guys how many bags I have right now. This last one I'm not gonna throw. This one's Peter's. I'm finally testing out Peter's. Oh, these are not camera related stuff. These are snacks. This is Peter's new bag. I'm testing it out. If you guys are curious about it, I might do a video. We'll see. But look how many bags I have right now that I've been trying to figure out what the best backpack is right now for me. If you guys are interested in my conclusions, again, I may do a video on this. Again, thank you, Shimoda, for sending this huge backpack. Very curious to try this one out also. And last but not least, I know who this is from because it says it all over the package. Thank you, Aputure, in advance for whatever this is. Oh, these are the new little. Okay, I'm really excited about these little lights. So these lights are HSI, so they can go any color you want, and they're tiny like this. And I don't know if it's out yet, but they also have an app that you're gonna be able to control a whole bunch of these. They make like this wireless mesh thing, and you can control all of these through this app, make all these different effects, change the lighting, choose colors, all of that stuff. I'm really, really excited about these. I like using these for like little accents on the background, and I believe this is wireless charger. Yeah, these are wirelessly charged, which is really nice. They're gonna have this big case that you can have a whole bunch of them in there. You just put them back in there, they charge, and then they're ready to go when you need to use them. Thank you very much, Aputure. I think these actually officially get released today. There you go. Let's change the color. That was Chinese. Can't read Chinese. We got HSI. We can change the color of it to whatever we want. Let's say we want like a more cinematic teal color. We got that. Oh, that's more green. Want more saturation of that color, intensity of that color. Let's get that teal. Guys seen that teal action going on? So you can, you know, put these in the background, get some of that glow going on over there. Whoa, they're also magnetized apparently. Very handy. Paparazzi effect. Fireworks. A broken light bulb. Really need to fix that light bulb. Cool. Lightning. Need to add a little lightning to your lightning. There you go. Got that lightning. We got party effects, pulsing. You know, if you need to emulate a cop car. Fire. Ooh, nice. So yeah, this is the new MC from Aputure. Definitely recommend checking these out. I'm gonna be using these a ton. Expect to see them a whole bunch in my background there. Doing a little accent lighting on my background. Okay, that is all the packages. Now I feel much better. I will see you guys in another video, and make sure to check out all of this stuff, and including the X-Pro3. Great new camera. See you guys.